Well, today we got a street demon, Elbrock made over, whatever you want to call it.
Elbrock's funny.
I know, but anyways, I bought one of these carburetors for a small block Chevrolet, the 625, and I thought, oh man, this is the cat's meow. Ran good for about a month. Talked my little brother into buying this 750 for his 460. And right after he bought one, I started having hell with mine. Stumbling, hesitations, backfiring. His ran good for all of about 2 blocks. Started hesitating, backfiring. As you can already see, it blew the choke completely off of it. No more choke flap, no more linkage. Well, I took apart my 625 about 1,500 times. And I think I finally figured out the problem. The problem is, as the accelerator pump does not start spraying till 1/4 to 3/8 throttle, and that's if you shoot it really fast. See, 1/4 throttle, really no gas. Well, what I found wrong with my 625 is there's a little stupid tube in here that feeds this nozzle. That tube, I guess, apparently after you run it a few minutes, it's swelling up with the gas and it don't fit tight on the nipples anymore. So what I've done is took that tube off, took it apart, took the tube off, and heated the ends with a lighter and shrank them, and then put it back together, and then you get a full squirt from your accelerator pump after. We're going to get this off, get it taken apart, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, to take one of these apart, super simple. Got a Phillips head bolt here. You take this little E-clip off of the accelerator pump linkage. Oh. And you got a Phillips head screw here, here, and here. And then it just comes apart in 3 pieces. You got the base, you got this composite, and then you got the air horn on top. Well, here it is, we got her apart. His looks like it's a lot better shape than what mine was from the factory. Mine actually, they tore the gasket around these when they assembled it. There's a little ridge on here and it had cut when they tightened it down. But here's a little plastic hose for the accelerator pump I was talking about. It goes from this nipple to this one. Well, on mine, this hose was super loose. So when the accelerator pump would spray, it would just go back in the bowl because this was so loose. But it looks like his is pretty tight and it shouldn't be the problem on his. What we did find on his is the cup wasn't on the plunger right, and I don't think it was able to push the gas out like it should. The inside lip was folded over the edge of them 3 little legs you see. And I think that's going to be what his problem was, why he wasn't getting a proper pump shot. But we're going to get it back together now. And if you're wondering how to get these out, I didn't even take mine out because I wasn't for sure. But since this carburetor wasn't mine, I took a chance. Anyways, that pump just drops back into that housing. And then there's this brass little plug with the, I don't even know what the hell they call this, but anyways, you just take off the linkage from top and pop it with a hammer and it just pushes this plug out. So I guess you just push this back in, tap that in, and then you're good to go. So what I did on mine to make this little tube a little tighter is I just hit the ends of it real lightly with a lighter, just like you would like heat shrink tubing, but not nearly as aggressive, and it shrank it just enough to make that tube back tight on the accelerator pump nipples. I don't know if I got any more gas in the bowl after playing with it, see if it worked, but it sends gas as soon as you move the pump now. And it wasn't doing that. That pump could move almost half throttle, super fast to be able to spray any. And it was spraying better than that. I played with it so much now I got the bowl empty. But I think that washer not being cupped right was making it to where we couldn't get an accelerator pump shot. Looks like she shoots right away now. I'll let it warm up, take it for a ride, and see if that fixes our problem. So if you're having any stumble, hesitation, you think it might be the accelerator pump, like I say, I had 2 of them that I had the issue with. If you're thinking about maybe doing what I did on my 625, thinking it's the hose, and you want to heat it with a lighter to kind of shrink it like shrink tubing, make sure all the gas is out of the inside or it'll burn from the inside, and don't put much heat on it. It does not take much. If you do, you could ruin it. But that's all I'm going to have y'all today. Like I said, I had 2 of these, and they both were just dogs. And now I've got them to where they're running all right because the accelerator pumps wasn't spraying. But now I've got both of them spraying right from the hit, right as soon as the throttle moves. Y'all have a good one.